the heavens. Praise him in the heights. Praise ye him, all his angels. Praise ye him, all his hosts. Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of light. Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of the Lord. For he commanded, and they were created. He hath also established them forever and ever. He hath made a decree which shall not pass. Praise the Lord from the earth, ye dragons and all deeps, fire and hail, snow and vapor, stormy wind fulfilling his word. Mountains and all hills, fruitful trees and all cedars, beasts and all cattle, creeping things and flying fowl, kings of the earth, and all people, princes and all judges of the earth, both young men and maidens, old men and children, let them praise the name of the Lord. For his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, the people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord.
Rawchaa, Rawchaa, Yahawah, Rawchaa, Yahawah, Rawchaa, Yahawashi.
Alright, shalom to the elective Israel, to the hopeful elected Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. I got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders, the apostles, the great millstone, led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, be able to honor those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. The water for everybody tuning in. Shalom, love. Shalom. Also give a sincere salutation to all the Akim that have been pushing the truth, believing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And Lord willing is edifying to the flock. Yahawah, Barak, Atham. Everybody comes on the comment board and here on after. Just want to do a quick pre-camp over some articles that the Lord wanted me to deal with. So this is this so-called NASA UFO report, which we know are the chariots in the Bible. The elders and apostles have been doing lessons on, so we're going to go over a couple other things that they're trying to put across. Grad student found beheaded on a beach, sanctions, riots, and various end-time topics. So we're going to deal with this stuff. Lord willing is edifying to the flock. Trying to make this real quick for you, and we'll go into some stuff. So right, like it says, NASA UFO report, right? Scientists release unidentified anomalous phenomena findings. So, basically, when you watch this, it doesn't really show anything. But when you go down, this is what they say. They said, well, that's all our NASA content for today. Thank you for following along. Unfortunately, there are no aliens have been found yet, right? It doesn't mean NASA is certain no other life exists. So they're telling you that what? The men of the Lord is really up there, man. They know. Okay, that's why they talk about some aliens. There ain't no aliens up there. It's Yahawah, Yahawashi, and the angels. We ain't aliens. They're the aliens. They're the thieves and the vagabonds, and we're the ones found in their strange land. Okay, they're not. They just don't belong to them. It said, woe to him who who increases gains that's not his. Okay, so when you go down here, they say they seen that, right? It looked like a UFO or what they call in the scriptures a chariot. But when you really get down to it, they say right here, he said, and that analysis, it says if you believe flying saucers, which is what the UFOs, you're going to be disappointed today, right? Well, this is what you got to find out when you really think about it. Where did they get this term from, UFO? Where did they get this from? Where did they get something that looks like this? They got it from the scriptures, man. Okay? They got it from the scriptures. The Edomites got it from the scriptures. So we're going to show you in the scriptures where it talks about the so-called UFOs. Okay? The chariots. But first we're going to pull this up. Isaiah 46. Slakia. Isaiah. Ain't nobody worry about that boy. Isaiah 46:10. We're going to get in here. Since they said they ain't find nothing, there's plenty of things that they found and reports that they've seen. There's people that's not even in NASA that be recording them. It's all types of people who's recording the chariots, man. And they have a lot of times where they see them. They just don't talk about it because they scared, man. They scared and they don't want you to know they scared. Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. So everything that the Lord said is going to happen is going to happen, man. There ain't nothing that the Lord said, that will not come to pass. It's all going to come to pass. So we're going to read about these so-called UFOs. And when this was written, a thousand years ago or so, 2,000 years around that time, all this stuff was written, man. We already know what it is. So this is where they're getting this stuff from, this Independence Day and all this stuff. This is really what it looked like. It looked like a Esau, Edom, destroying, destruction meat grinder. Okay, that's what they really look like. Okay, up close, it's gonna look lively. It's gonna look like fuck. Okay, to them, but we're gonna be glad that it's there because they're supposed to come save us. Okay, it's gonna be more terrifying than Esau, Edom. It's gonna be the most terrifying thing that anybody's ever seen on the planet. Okay, that's why they're scared of him, and they're not even really seeing the they didn't see the father shit. They just seen the scouts coming down here and starting earthquakes and doing everything. Because when they come down here to do the work of the Lord. They don't come down here to start looking at people. They come down because they're coming to fuck some shit up. Okay, the Lord's telling them to come shake the earth. So this is verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month. This is Ezekiel chapter 1. In the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, I was among the captives by the river of Shabar. The heavens were opened, and I saw the visions of the Most High, which is Yahawah. In the 5th day of the month, which is the 5th year King Joachim's captivity, the word of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham, came expressively unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzai, I think that's how you say that. Salaki if I said it wrong. In the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chabar, and the land of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, right? And a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. Remember in February when they had that big hurricane, they seen that weird muzzle looking cloud that looked like a weird cloud in front of all over there, and then the next day it was an earthquake and 50,000 people died. Yeah, that was a chariot coming to do the work of the Lord, right? And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as a color of amber. And out of the midst of the fire, also out of the midst thereof, there came a likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, everyone had 4 wings. These are just the vehicles, okay? And the men of the Lord are in these things, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. and they had the hands of a man under their wings. That's why I said in Genesis, it said, let us make man in our image. They look like us. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indian, Haitians. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides. And they four had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. And they went everyone straight forward. When you seen one, it'll just be sitting there and it'll zing to the left or it'll just beam up. That's how they act. That's where they got this stuff from, man. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched forward. Two wings of every one were joined together, and two covered their bodies. Okay, so this was showing you that these UFOs, what they call them, so-called UFOs, these chariots, are very in depth, man. They're very, they don't look like anything on this planet. So the fact that they try to say you trying to tell me Esau Edom shot one of these down? There's no way. There's no way Esau Edom shot this down. So I just want to, go in a little bit to that. Maybe we'll read two more verses. And they went, everyone straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went. And they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. See? So they even can shoot lightning, man. These things can lightning bolt your ass. And you remember we seen that one article, it talked about it was 61,000 lightning bolts in 2 hours and killed 12 people, man. Those was chariots, man. And that's what people don't understand. The Lord is using this stuff, man, to destroy the earth. Now we're going to go to Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. The Lord uses them things, uses his vessels, those vessels to do things, certain things. So Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, every eye shall see him when he come on that fathership. And they also which pierced him. Who's that? It's the Romans. Okay? And how they going to see him if they're not here again? This is how we know that they're back again to see this, because this hasn't happened yet. Okay? So that's how we know all those same people who were there are here today. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Amen. See, that's what it's going to sound like. That's what it's going to look like when he comes here. Okay, and we're going to know. So they try to do some fake alien invasion and whatnot. We're going to know, because it's not going to look like this. So we're going to go right here to Luke chapter 24, verse 50. So, and he led them out as far as to Bethany, and he lifted up his hands and blessed them. It's talking about Yahawashi. Verse 51, and it came to pass while he blessed him, he was parted from them and carried up to heaven. Through what? He was carried by a chariot, by one of those vessels. Okay, so the chariots are mentioned throughout the scriptures. And they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy, because we was in Israel at that time. We were part of that number who witnessed him going back up to the temple, going up to the heavens, and were continually in the temple praising and blessing the Most High. Amen. So there's plenty of different accounts in the scriptures that talk about these chariots. Okay? So after that time, we know he ascended up. He told us what was going to happen. He said the things that were coming upon Israel, and we needed to prepare, and we're going to go for a falling away first, and then we're going to gain the kingdom. He said, after I did all this and my work is complete, there still has to be a finalization of that work through y'all. It has to be manifested through y'all next. And that's why we're doing this. Okay? We're having to go through that same troubles and sacrifice that he went through, but on a lighter scale. Even though it seems like it's not. Even though it seems like we're just going through such hard times, it's a very light affliction compared to what Yahawashi went through for us. So Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Right? and from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, which is, basically it's talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man at this time. Okay, at that time it was different times, like, in 70 AD, Antiochus Epiphanes, these type of times. These are the desolations that we see today. Okay, we see them because they're been documented in history. All the things that Daniel the prophet said that were going to come to pass. A lot of it already passed. We're literally at the bottom of the statue that's going to be destroyed. Okay, of these kingdoms. So there shall be 1,290 days, which is coming up today. That we're just about done with the fulfillment of this desolation being played out, okay? And the last one is going to be America, Babylon the Great, okay? And the other kingdoms in the world to follow after. But America, Babylon the Great, the Lord has a serious judgment on. Verse 12, blessed is he that waiteth. Who's that? The prophets and the believers. And coming to the 1,305 and 30 days. That's talking about these times today, man. Okay, we passing through this time right now. We just about done with this time. How do we know? Because we've seen a lot of things in the scriptures that show that a lot of these things that Daniel prophesied from the Lord, that he got from the Lord, have came to pass, man. We at the end of the statute. So that's how we know we almost at the end. We can't tell you exactly what day it is because that's not our job. We're not supposed to tell you what day it is because we don't know that day. We're supposed to tell you that it's close. So Daniel chapter 12 verse 13, but go thou thy way until the end be. So there's an end. There's an end. For thou shalt rest, which means what? You gonna die. And that's what rest means. You die and stand in thy lot at the end of days. So see, he rested, but now he's at this lot at the end of the days, right? So when you go look up this word lot, I've done it before, but I want to do it again. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Repetition is key. We're supposed to continually bring these things up. Because there's going to be people that come in and the Lord might lead them to have that understanding. Because the Lord reveals, some to more than others, okay, when it comes to students. In the specific time they come in and when the Lord wants it to be revealed to them. So we try to make sure that whenever we bring some stuff up, we can bring it up. So we're going to read this, what that word lot means. Because I want you to see it. And basically Esau, Edom is that desolation we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing him being made desolate, man. And this is the stuff that we've been waiting on, being patient for. So, right? So, stand in thy lot, right? Let's go pull that up.
Strong's H 1486. Goral.
Look, right now it says lots, pebbles used for systematically making decisions, right? Well, when you go look up, when you read Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, we all get this, the faithful get a small white stone. It's a system. It's a system of decision making, okay? Spiritually is what that's saying. But right here, when you go down here, it says lot, portion. That's why the Lord said, forgive them not for what they do. And then he casted lots. And what's a lot? A recompense, retribution. It's a destiny. See, right there. Destiny. It is your destiny, which means what? That means that you were designed to do certain things. Everybody was designed a lot to play out a particular part in this movie, like they do in acting. They cast a lot, and they cast a lot out and say, you're going to be the bad guy, you're going to be the good guy. That's what just happened. Okay? And he's using the same characters. Okay, so that's how we know the prophets are back today. And they're doing their job. They're doing their lot. He's at the stand in the end of days, and he had to prophesy this again. Okay, but it says that in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 10 and 11, it talks about how there's no remembrance of the time thereafter. So you don't remember who you are, but we do remember that we remember that we sinned against the Lord, and we're coming back to do our lot, what he told us to do. And that's a blessing in itself, because 2/3 of our people don't even understand that they're coming back to play out their recompense or their judgment for crucifying Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And they're not going to know. They're going to find out when Yahawashi repays them to their face and says, you remember you said that about me? Yeah, that's your ass. So 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness. This is one I always talk about. But is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But it said 2/3 can't even hear the song, so they can't. They can't. So when he talk about that all come to repentance, that's talking about the elect. Okay? Because there ain't nobody else making it on this side. If you're not at the elect, your ass is through. And that's why, when people try to slander my name or come after me or say something funny or make fun of me, I'm like, whatever, man. You ain't the Lord. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about you at all. Because I look at it like this. If you really have upset me, what it talk about if you upset the men of the Lord, or you accept somebody, you upset one of his little ones. It said it's better you tie a whole rock to your neck and drown at the bottom of the ocean. Like you don't want to deal with nobody who really believes in Yahawashi. We really believe over here. So it's best you just stay the fuck around from us. Okay? Because we'll start meditating all shit types in our mind, thinking about how your ass gonna die, and then your ass get it. So just leave us the fuck alone. You know what I mean? We trying to stay out of the way of wrath. Okay? So just move around. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay? And the Lord's incorruptible spirit is in all things. So when people think that you playing around and they be scared, because they know you cannot just come and think whatever you want towards the men of the Lord, man. And the ones that is doing it, the only ones that's really doing it with no fear is Esau, Edom. Because why? Because he hardened their heart to be like that. Just like he did Pharaoh and last Egypt. So he could really destroy their ass. That's how it's going to go down. And this is how we know. This is how we know. How do we know we in the last time? 1 John chapter 2 verse 18. Little children. What do he say about harming one of his little ones? So who he talking to? He talking to his people, man. He talking to the nation of Israel, the elect. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard, that anti-Mashiachim, which is anti-Christ is how they say it, but we say anti-Mashiachim, which means anti the scriptures, anti the Most High, shall come. There's a whole bunch of them out here. Even now there are many of them, right? Many anti-Mashiachim, whereby we know that it is the last time. And there's a lot of people who are coming against the truth. There's a lot of people who are out here trying to make it seem like this is a damn joke. Just like NASA. We ain't seen shit. All that money y'all got, y'all ain't seen nothing. Shut up. Y'all know what y'all seen. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to deal with this. It says, friends share grief over law grad found beheaded on beach. She was such a light for me, right? It looked like, we're not saying we happy when we see this stuff. Especially when it comes to our people, but whoever this was, they had beef with the Lord, man. Because the Lord said he will judge you openly, man. He will make your demise publicly. Okay? So when we see this kind of stuff, we understand this judgment from the Lord. If you got your head chopped off and they found it on the beach, that means the Lord was really pissed off at your ass for something. All right? That's what it means. Especially before Jacob's trouble. It's just a regular ass day. And he just do that? Yeah. And this is why, man. The Lord has a problem with his people. Because why? Because it says that they didn't return to their first love. Okay? And the Lord is very serious about idol worship and stuff. He will chop your head off and leave your fucking head on the beach. He's not playing, man. The Lord's not here to fucking play, man. Ecclesiastes Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, right? For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come, and thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, man. And there's people that's perishing before then, and she might even have to come back and still taste the missiles because she didn't want to listen. So that's fear for all of us who still got a chance to turn to the Lord and stay in his grace. Okay? People out here talking shit and laughing and doing whatever they doing. Hey, let them people do that, because they going to get their ass fucked up. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, because he will chop your head off, have all your friends out there crying. And ain't nobody over here going to care. Why? Because you ain't care about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's how we are. If you don't care about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, we don't give a fuck about you. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. You don't care about the Lord, why do we care about you? We worship the Lord every day. There's no reason to care about somebody who don't care about what we care about. Just like they are. All they care about is white supremacy and being rich and being better than everybody else. And they like, if you don't like that, well then fuck you. We're just going to shoot you. That's how they act. So, we're like that with the Lord, but we're not going to do it carnally. We're just going to not fuck with you. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity, which is sin upon sin. Every morning he doeth bring his judgment to light. He will judge your ass publicly and have your ass out there, man. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. None. They don't know no shame. They just want, how could he do that? How could he just do that? He couldn't do that. The Lord would do that. Yeah, he do that. If you want to act like you stronger than the Lord's people, man, and you act like you don't need the Lord, he gonna let the devil get your ass and chop your head off, man. All right? That's how this goes, man. This ain't no game to be playing with. New sanctions heighten tensions between Turkey and the U.S. So we see right here, when you go read in it, it's just showing that they sanction Turkey. They're sanctioning their own beast system, because we know that the seven-headed beast system, Turkey's in that. Okay, when you really get down to it and look at it. Okay, I'm gonna put one scripture in, but I want to kind of put in some of the things, something that shows. I'm gonna read something to you real quick that shows that they're part of that beast system. So, like we talked about NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? Came about August 4th, 1949. Okay, it consists of 19 nations. Okay, it's Greece, Italy, Spain, France, West Germany, United Kingdom, Portugal, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Canada, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Turkey. See, the U.S. is also part of it as well, but they're the ones that are going to be destroyed by everybody else. Poland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. Okay, in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7, it shows that these other nations are going to turn on America, Babylon the Great, are going to leave her desolate, okay? But we're not going to pull up Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. We're not going to pull that up. I want to just pull up Revelation. It's supposed to just be a pre-camp. I don't want to get too far into it. 7, verse 16. And it reads, they shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the Son of Light, 17, verse 16. Hold on. Yep, right here. So in the 10 horns, okay, because it said 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, so there was a group amount of kingdoms that came together with this thing. Okay, and that's why even now they keep trying to add more groups onto this NATO system, because they're trying to upset prophecy. But it started with this. Okay, so in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, that system, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, so they're going to turn on this place. This 7-headed beast system that's all ruled by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So now we're going to go from there. It's some. I want to pull up a couple of precepts. I got 4 precepts concerning this, but I also want to tie in a couple videos to show why their whole setup is going to fail. So thousands of South Korean teachers are rallying for new laws to protect them from abusive parents. Now we know this ain't right. You don't want to be abusive towards your child, but this place has gotten it to where it's just like you can't even spank your child if they do wrong. Okay, and I'm not talking about just them. I'm talking about all around the world. They make it seem like it's a bad thing to discipline your child. Okay, you don't discipline them where you just beat the hell out of them, but you gotta, sometimes you gotta, like back then when I was a kid, we got spanked. Okay, if we did something wrong, and it put us to where we had fear that if we made the wrong mistake, we would get punished for it. Okay, because a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I ain't afraid of death. Well, I bet your ass afraid of pain. Your ass get 50 lashes, your ass gonna be fucking fucked. Okay? So that's what it's for. It's to put fear in you to know not to do the wrong thing. But since that's not implemented no more, kids are just doing whatever the fuck they want. They talking back to their parents. They out here doing all types of wickedness, man. Because there's no structure. There's no guidelines to say you can get punished for doing some shit. Okay? That's why America, Babylon the Great's fucked up. And the rest around the world. Okay? But then you got some of those parents that are too over abusive. You don't just beat you don't just beat the shit out of your kid. Like, you're supposed to spank them and show them like, I don't really want to spank you, but I have to spank you because I have to show you you're going to get a more severe judgment if you deal with the Lord or you go out there dealing with somebody who don't even care about you. I'm trying to show you that, So but look right here. This is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. For all you people that's out there talking about, those people who will say that, we don't deal with the Old Testament. We just deal with the New Testament. And then you got vice versa. So, I want to pull up in the New Testament and the Old Testament about it. It says, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24, he that spareth his rod hateth his son. So if you spare your rod or you don't discipline your child, that means you really didn't give a fuck about him. But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes, right? Just like the Lord chastised us. He brought us through the fire. Because why? Because we're his sons and he loves us. If he didn't love us, he just let us do whatever the fuck he want, like Esau. You see? So correction is needed, okay, to show love to your children, man. Okay? They have to be disciplined. Okay? But since this place is backwards, that's not how it is. They're backwards here. Okay? So our sinful nation, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 4, a people laden with iniquity, sin upon sin, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. And what? His ways. They don't going to get down like Yahawashi. They have provoked the holy name, the Holy One of Israel, which is Yahawashi, unto anger. They are gone away backward, talking about it's a horrible thing to spank your kid if they doing wrong. No, it's not. You just have to do it in a way where it's showing that you're only doing it because it's like, look, I have to do this. So you can understand, like, this is, no, don't do this, man. Because you're going to end up get put to death. And it's really a light affliction compared to what happened to Israel back then. Because they used to say, if your kid was a drunkard or just bad and didn't listen, they took you to the elders, the gate, and stoned your ass to death. And you was through. Okay? So it's people don't understand how much the Lord had mercy on Israel, man. Back then, you just get your ass stoned and your ass would be removed from Israel. That'd be it. Your body had to come in 3 or 4 generations later and be fucking through. Okay? Because that's how that shit works. So 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 3, therefore when when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we're seeing that right here. They're uproaring about some dumb shit, okay? About talking about, whatever they're talking about the bully parents. They're probably going off, but the parents that are actually disciplining their child when they love them, they're not going off, but they're trying to point them out too, I guess. I look at it. And then right here it says thousands expected to march New York to demand that Biden end fossil fuels, right? And fossil fuels is what we use to basically burn. Well, I want to put out a point so you can understand why this system they're about to do is retarded. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, just bear with me, I'm almost done. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See? And that's why it was shown in Isaiah 46 verse 10. What? Declaring that the beginning from the end from the beginning. Okay? This stuff is riddled throughout the Apocrypha and also you know, through the scriptures, because the Apocrypha is basically part of the scriptures. They just took it away. Apocrypha just means hidden. They hid those scriptures. So Job chapter 5 verse 12 says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What's their enterprise they want? They want fossil fuels eliminated. They want to drive around with electric cars, right? Right? So this is how the Lord is upsetting their enterprise, okay? Because they want everybody to ride electric cars. Well, you tell me this. You want one of these? You tell me if you want one of these in your garage, okay? This is a car charging, okay? Look at that thing. Blown up. Then hit this dude. Look. Dog. God. You see that? Like, you want one of these in your house? The Lord got a sense of humor. He knocked that motherfucker out. Hey, look, I'll just say it like, you don't want one of these in your house, okay? And to waft everybody tuned on the combo, Yahawashi Barak Atham. But look, like, right over here, okay, this Tesla car, okay, because there's this thing with these lithium batteries. Like, if they blow up, okay, if they blow up and it catches fire, it's an electrical fire, so it's not gonna go out. Like they had one, they had to try to put it out for like 3 days. Okay, like then they couldn't put it out. They was hitting it with extinguisher, water, everything. That shit was not going out. It's just gotta burn out. Okay? So you want one of these motherfuckers in your house? Look at this. Yeah. Just straight, just keep blowing up. You want one of them motherfuckers in your garage? Hey, man. Right? That shit is, hey, man, hey, the Lord is upsetting these motherfuckers' enterprise. Trying to make these Tesla cars and shit. That motherfucker blew up. Hold on. Oh. Yeah. Oh, boy. That motherfucker going off like a firecracker. Ain't no putting it out either. It's got to burn the whole time. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you want fossil fuels, get away. Hey, I'll tell you right now, your ass better not get no electric car. Okay? You ass be sleep. Damn, the whole garage blow up. Okay? So shalom to elect Israel. You hope elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to those and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't we part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and strive to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. And it's unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. Why above a ball? Gotta go get over here, get to camp. And Lord, wouldn't it was edifying to those out there who have been listening. Lord, wouldn't be able to exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. Why above a ball? Kwam Yasharala DTA. Shalom.